Welcome to the in-depth guide on getting started with Jules, Google's experimental coding agent designed to optimize software development workflows. Jules integrates with GitHub to automate bug fixes, enhance documentation, and develop new features. In this video, we'll cover the setup process, task initiation, notification configuration, and critical usage limits to ensure you maximize Jules' capabilities. Let's dive into the technical specifics. Jules is an advanced asynchronous coding agent engineered to augment developer productivity. By interfacing with GitHub repositories, Jules analyzes your codebase, generates actionable plans, and executes tasks such as defect resolution, documentation augmentation, and feature implementation. Its asynchronous operation allows developers to delegate tasks while focusing on other priorities. This guide will detail authentication, repository integration, task execution, notification setup, and usage constraints. To begin, navigate to jules.google.com. The platform requires authentication via a Google account. Upon accessing the site, initiate the login flow by signing in with your credentials. You'll encounter a one-time privacy notice, which you must accept to proceed. This step ensures compliance with Google's data handling policies and establishes a secure session for interacting with Jules. Once authenticated, the next step is integrating Jules with your GitHub account. This enables Jules to access your repositories and perform operations such as code analysis and pull request generation. From the Jules dashboard, locate the Connect to GitHub button and initiate the OAuth-based login flow. Follow the prompts to authorize Jules, selecting either all repositories or specific ones based on your project requirements. Upon successful authorization, you'll be redirected back to the Jules interface. If the redirect fails, a manual page refresh may be necessary to synchronize the connection. With GitHub connected, you're ready to initiate your first task. Jules operates on a plan-based workflow, ensuring transparency and control over code modifications. Here's the process. Select a repository. Use the repository selector in the Jules dashboard to choose the target repository. This drop-down dynamically populates with repositories authorized during the GitHub integration step. Choose a branch. By default, Jules selects the repository's primary branch, typically main or master. If your workflow requires a specific branch, such as a feature or development branch, modify this selection accordingly. Write a prompt. Craft a precise, domain-specific prompt to define the task. For example, to enhance test coverage, you might input, add a unit test for the parseQueryString function in utils.js to validate edge cases. Clear prompts ensure Jules generates accurate plans aligned with your intent. Optional environment setup. For complex projects, you can provide environment setup scripts to contextualize Jules' understanding of your build system, dependencies, or runtime configurations. This step is critical for tasks requiring specific tooling, such as linters or transpilers. Generate a plan. Click the Give Me a Plan button. Jules will analyze the prompt, repository context, and any provided scripts to produce a detailed execution plan. You'll have the opportunity to review and approve this plan before any code changes are committed. Upon submitting a task, Jules generates a structured plan outlining proposed changes, including file modifications, code snippets, and expected outcomes. This plan is presented in the Jules interface, allowing you to validate its alignment with your objectives. Approve the plan to authorize Jules to create a pull request on your behalf, or provide feedback to refine the approach. This iterative review process ensures high-fidelity code changes and minimizes unintended side effects. To stay informed about task progress, enable browser notifications when prompted during setup. These notifications alert you when a task completes, encounters an issue, or requires your input, such as plan approval or conflict resolution. You can manage notification preferences at any time via the Settings menu under the Notifications tab, allowing fine-grained control over alert frequency and delivery. Jules operates under defined usage limits to ensure fair resource allocation. The free tier permits up to 5 tasks per day with a maximum of 3 concurrent processes. These constraints may impact workflows for high-volume users. To request additional task quotas, refer to the Jules documentation at jules.google/docs/usage-limits/, which outlines the process for submitting quota increase requests. Be mindful of these limits when planning tasks to avoid workflow interruptions. With Jules configured, explore advanced use cases by visiting the Jules Awesome Prompts repository on GitHub, which provides real-world prompt examples for tasks like refactoring monolithic codebases or automating API documentation. The official Jules documentation offers detailed resources on environment setup, plan review workflows, error handling, and usage policies. Deepen your expertise with these resources. Running a task with Jules, a comprehensive walkthrough of the task execution lifecycle. Environment setup, best practices for configuring project-specific dependencies and build processes. Reviewing plans and feedback, guidelines for approving plans and providing iterative feedback. Usage limits, details on task quotas and how to request increases at jules.google/docs/usage-limits/. The Jules documentation is structured to support both onboarding and advanced usage. Getting started, this guide, covering initial setup, environment setup, configuring project contexts, running tasks, managing task life cycles, planning, crafting effective prompts and reviewing plans, reviewing code, validating and integrating changes, managing tasks and repos, scaling Jules across multiple projects, using the repo view, navigating repository insights, errors and failures, troubleshooting common issues, usage and limits, understanding operational constraints and quota management. Feedback and support, engaging with the Jules community. Key entities in the Jules ecosystem include Jules, Google's experimental coding agent for automating bug fixes, documentation, and feature development. GitHub, the version control platform enabling repository access and pull request generation. Google, the developer of Jules, providing secure authentication via Google accounts. That concludes our guide on getting started with Jules. By following these steps and understanding usage limits, you can leverage Jules to streamline your development workflows. For further details, visit jules.google.com and review the usage limits documentation at jules.google/docs/usage-limits/. If this video was helpful, like, subscribe, and share your feedback in the comments. Stay tuned for more technical tutorials. Thanks for watching and happy coding with Jules.